What's up, party people? Welcome back. Today we're shooting the 22 ARC. I'm the first person to have it. Check it out. It's awesome. Nobody is producing these yet except one person. I'm going to put the website in the description below. DP Gunworks. It is the 22 DPC. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I've been shooting this for a little bit now. I was fortunate enough to be the first consumer to get that barrel and been playing with it. Hornady has ripped that off.
So ready?
Yeah.
So.
Oh, you fucker!
From DP Gunworks. Kenny's been working on this for months now. It's been out a little bit, so you can get a 22 ARC. It's called the 22 DPC from Desert Precision Gunworks. All right, it's real easy to convert 6 ARC brass into 22 ARC / 22 DPC. Now that we got that out of the way, I am back today. We are, man, it's been bugging me. I got a new barrel for this thing and it hasn't shot with a hoot. Week and a half ago, I discovered it was the muzzle brake that was throwing this off. I've been doing a lot of load testing on this. There's some rounds that with the first barrel that I had some decent luck with. And with the second barrel, they're terrible. So I'm going to reshoot those rounds. I've got the 88 grain ELDM on that with 28 grain CFE 223. I have the 80.5 grain Berger, 28.5 grain CFE 223. I have the 80 grain VLD with 28.5 grains CFE 223. I have 77 grain Match King tipped and a 77 grain Match King hollow point boat tail, and then I have the 85.5 grain Berger. Now you would think that Hornady could have given you a nod on that, said, hey, you want to work in collaboration on this, or we've seen your videos and stuff, can you help us out to perfect this cartridge? I don't know. I guess it's no shocker they didn't call you. Here's a company that made its employees get the jab or lose their job. Now they later switched that decision, but maybe that's just how they are. I don't know. At least they could have given you a reach around, man.
Sir, I bet you're the kind of guy that would fuck a person, not even have the goddamn common courtesy to give him a reach around. I'll be watching you.
You know, instead they just bent you over.
Squeal, squeal.
It is what it is, I guess. I got out here today. I'm super excited. I got a prototype for my invention. It's been up here since April, and I've put it on paper and I'm stayed up all night thinking about it, and I finally got it in its physical form, and it's awesome. I came out here to play with it today. Can't show it to you yet because I'm still waiting on some paperwork from the patent office, but I'm real excited to play around with that today. I'll eventually show it to you here before too long. And with all that said, we're gonna get to shooting. I came down here to play with that prototype and to get these rounds in. I brought a suppressor too, and I brought a different muzzle brake. I'll probably put that suppressor on. It's a 30 cal can. I got an adapter. I bought a good adapter last week, and Sunday I was gonna come Monday and shoot, and I had that adapter and I cannot find it to save my life. Got a bad case of the CRS disease, man. Sometimes I get in a hurry and can't remember shit. And like today, it's sprinkling right now. I was got in a hurry to get down here and didn't bring my ramrod, my cleaning rod. So I was going to clean this out before I shot all these. So I'm shooting on a dirty barrel from earlier in the week when I was down here on Monday. It's probably got 100 rounds on it. So it is what it is. So we'll go shoot with the dirty barrel. I may play with this muzzle brake. It's a JP muzzle brake, and they're both 30 cal. This muzzle brake and this can's 30 cal. Again, I had that nice thread adapter. Could not find it. I overnighted a thread adapter from Amazon. It's aluminum. Let's get to shooting. All right, previously I had a pretty good luck with this load combo. It's 28 grain CFE 223 and 88 grain Hornady ELDM. And once I got the new barrel, didn't have any luck with it until I discovered that the muzzle brake was causing my issues. So I'm going to reshoot it. I'm excited to do so. See if it turns out like it used to, or it did once before. It's crazy to think all that time, that damn muzzle brake. I don't know how many rounds of frustration I went through before I figured that out. Oh well. We're gonna go top left, left target. All right, not an impressive group with the 88 grainer ELDM. I was talking with Kenny. He's like, you know, this longer barrel does not like, the 22-inch barrel does not like the heavier bullets as much as it does the mid-grain weights, like the 80s, the 80.5s. He said it's just the way it is. That one day I shot like a little bitty S group, must have been a complete anomaly because I've not been able to replicate it since. I've got this barrel totally stripped down. There's nothing to interfere with that. So Kenny said he's going to send me an 18-inch barrel. He said the 18-inch barrel does like the heavier rounds better than the 22-inch barrel. So I'll be interested to see him play around with once I get that in. All right, we're going to shoot the 80.5 grain full bore Berger, top right, left target. Not too bad on the 80.5. I got a little clover leaf in there. Let's shoot this 80 grain Berger VLD. Kenny's got that 22 DPC barrel spun up for a Uinta as well. So I'm gonna get a 22 DPC barrel for old Django Fett. Swap out that 6 arc and have a bolt action 22 DPC. That'll be pretty sweet. I also want to get a big barrel for my Darth Sidious rifle. I think a big old bull barrel with this 22 DPC would be the cat's meow. You could probably load it longer too. I'm loading to magazine length. The MDT 6 arc bag, you can really get that bullet out on those. So you're, with the Uinta and with this AR-15, you're limited to the magazine length, but on that switch lug, maybe able to hang it out a little further. Okay. We'll go right target, top left. I have the 85.5 loaded up with 28 grain CFE 223. That'll be right target, top right. So once 22 arc does finally come out, if you're looking for load data, this is the channel to find it on. I've gone through it all already, baby. Kenny has too. There's a lot of info that he's done on this and I've done on this. Should be home packing from my trip. Tomorrow I leave for South Dakota to go pheasant hunting, but I've been waiting months with this idea in my head, and I finally got it in the physical form, and I had to come down here and play with it. Plus I wanted to shoot these loads too. Here is the 88 grain Hornady ELDM loaded up with 28 grains CFE 223. Here is the 80.5 grain Berger loaded up with 28.5 grain CFE 223. Here is the Berger 80 grain VLD bullet loaded up with 28.5 grain CFE 223. Here's the 85.5 grain Berger loaded up with 28 grain CFE 223. Here is the 77 grain tipped Sierra Match King loaded up with 28.5 grains CFE 223. Here's the 77 grain Sierra Match King Hollow Point Boat Tail loaded up with 28.5 grains CFE 223. I'm going to come back and play with some different charge weights with that powder. I'm going to play with some Varget too, and I'll probably come back and mess with that H335. We're going to get this dialed in, y'all. All right, out of curiosity, I'm going to shoot it with this suppressor. It's a 30 cal can. So I got to put a little adapter on there. And then I'm going to take the suppressor off, and I'm going to shoot it with this muzzle brake. And we're going to see what the difference is on groups and point of impact. And there you go. There's my little cheap Amazon thread adapter. I have the Hyperion K can on this. I got it hand tight. And let's see what happens with the group here. We're shooting this 88 grain ELDM. Same targ dot as I shot without anything on the barrel. We'll see what kind of difference it makes. Now on the old barrel, I shot that OSS suppressor, and it's a flow-through type suppressor. This is not, so I'm curious to see how the bolt's going to run with this.
Giggling like a schoolgirl.
Got lock back, no feeding issues. It's not a bad little group. It actually got better with that can on, which is interesting. Bidenomics has me down right now, so I'm not buying one anytime soon. But I would like to invest in another can. Ideally, I'd like to get a 30 cal can that I can put on the 22 without an adapter. I don't know if they make such a thing or not. But anyway, comment below. Let me know what you got. Let me know what you're shooting. All right, there you go. There's that 88 green Hornady ELDM. Same exact load, same exact loading, with suppressor, without. Okay, get this tuned up a little bit. We could be shooting bug holes. I'm gonna stick this green target dot on there. I'm gonna put on this 30 cal JP muzzle brake and see what happens with that. Let's check it out. Oh shit, people. Let's see if this holds together. 2 in 1 hole. And this muzzle brake is better than that Apollo Max that I have. This thing is just like, it's crazy good. No, it didn't stay together. Doggone it. I'll go down and show you. There are my first 2 shots. 1, 2. There's my 3rd, my 4th. That's my 5th. But it goes to show you what kind of difference that does make, you know. Absolutely nothing on the barrel. Can on it. Muzzle brake. So all summer, you see me out here shooting and whatnot. We had that motocross race. I rented that skid steer. Got a lot of work done. And I made a new berm. You haven't seen that new berm yet, but here it is. That's pretty awesome. Typical Indiana fashion, it was 80 degrees on Monday. It's about 50 degrees today. Here in a couple of days, it's going to be in the, in the lows in the 20s. And that's the way it rolls in Indiana IA. I'm going to put this camera up on the targets. I can't show you the device I came up with, but I'm going to go back at 460 yards. I don't have my Kestrel or my app to figure out what the hold is on this. I'm going to go 1.5 to start out. We'll see how that goes. With the 80 grainers, I'm going to start left to right and bring it along. It's starting to come down hard, y'all. I couldn't get a whole lot of shots in, and I do not have that sighted in at distance, but looks like I hit her once. And anyway, I think that invention's going to work. I think it's going to work pretty well. I gotta get out of here. I gotta start packing for my trip to South Dakota to go hunt some pheasants. I'm gonna try to film that, make another pheasant hunt video. As always, thanks for tuning in. Stay free.